Hi, Bob Ray for Ray's Tennis. This is the shoe room. The subject is shoes, how to select one. I've done a series on equipment, brackets, and string, and so forth. This is the shoe video. Um, these are the men's shoes. Those are the women's shoes. Those are the kids' shoes. Um, Not all colors are on display, just the model. After you've picked the right shoe for you, sometimes you have a choice of colors. Color shouldn't be the big deal, but it is for some people. Just like you shouldn't pick a shoe because some famous player plays with it. This is a Djokovic shoe. It's called the Genius. This is a Nadal shoe called the Ballistic 2.3. This is the Federer shoe. It's called the Tour. This is used by, this is a Barricade 6. This is used by a lot of people. There's comparable women's shoes as well. You should pick a shoe based on your foot. We've got several manufacturers: Adidas, Nike, Prince, Wilson, Head, Yonex, and soon we're going to have Babolat. I think that Adidas is probably the most stable shoe. It means you're less likely to turn your ankle in it. Nike is probably the most fashion-oriented. It's a pretty comfortable upper. Prince usually makes the widest shoes. If you have a wide foot, that's one you want to try. Wilson also makes wide shoes. They have a really good cushion in their shoes. Head is new in the market. They're comfortable for a lot of people to try them on. Yonex is the lightest shoe. Light doesn't always mean good. They happen to make a really good light shoe, but usually you got to give up something: durability or cushion or both. Things besides famous players and color and style as not being the most important things. You should try a shoe on for sure, and run around in the store, making stop moves and sudden moves to see if a shoe is comfortable. We even suggest that you keep the shoe on for a while and walk around the store and do some additional shopping while you're just waiting for the shoe to sort of tell you whether or not it's a good shoe for you. Most shoes, in my opinion, do not come with enough cushion. We have orthotics that you can insert. This is just a flat sheet to add cushion. This is a orthotic. It's got an arch in it and lots of cushion. Usually what you do is replace what's in the shoe with this, because this will have more cushion, more arch than what comes with it. And this is an expensive orthotic, expensive for off the shelf, but it's like 35 bucks. The same thing, if you had it custom made, would be $300, $400, $500 from a podiatrist. So it's usually best, if you've got a problem with your foot, is to come in and try off-the-shelf stuff before you go and spend the big bucks. Let's talk about some vocabulary. This is called pronation. This is called supination. If you're turning your feet in or out, you're putting stress on your ankles, your knees, your hips, and your back that will lead to dysfunction, will lead to pain. And the way we compensate pronation is by increasing the arch to the max. If you go too far with the arch, it'll feel like a rock under there, and that's not good. But in most shoes, most people find they don't have enough arch. On the contrary, if you're a supinator, turn out, you probably want less arch so it doesn't accentuate the fact that you do that. Some shoes come with a 6-month wear warranty. The manufacturer makes the shoe a little beefier so that they can offer a warranty that if you wear it out in 6 months, they'll replace it. The problem with that, I mean, it saves you money. You get two for the price of one. You do have to go through the trouble of sending it back to the manufacturer, and you pay a little freight in between. The problem with that is that they require you wear the sole down to a point where there's fiber or sort of a hole and fiber showing through, and that means that you've lost traction and lost cushion and maybe support. The shoe has probably had it, and you're still playing in it to get it down to that level. It can cause you to hurt, cause you to get injured. So I, even though, you know, it saves money, if you end up having to go to a podiatrist or an orthopedic surgeon to correct what the shoe did to you, it certainly isn't worth it. We have kids' shoes from about size 13 on up, and we have men's shoes going up to 16. Women's shoes, normally we go from about 5.5 to 9.5, 10. In the most popular shoes, we'll have a large selection of sizes. In the less popular ones, probably not so much. After a shoe is not in line anymore, and we have a few left, we put it over in the discontinued file and mark it down substantially. So we always have some sale shoes. They're top of the line when they were in line, but they're now maybe half price, and you don't have a lot of size selection, but you can save a lot of money that way. That's about it for what I would like to talk about, I think also, is how you determine the stability of a shoe. Besides running back and forth and stopping and moving and so forth, you can do sort of like a yoga stretch, where you're standing on one leg and balancing. That'll tell you whether or not the shoe supports you properly. Another thing you can do is the runner's stretch. If you've got Achilles problems, this thing, you get the calf and the tendon to stretch. That'll avoid that. Plantar fasciitis, usually more arch does that, will help that. Morton's neuroma, which is a pain in the ball of the foot because the nerves have been compressed. That's because you're wearing too narrow a shoe, not necessarily too narrow a tennis shoe, but maybe a street shoe that's too narrow, and it's compressed the nerve, and now you've got pain in the ball of the foot. You just need a wider shoe. Too wide a shoe and you're slipping around inside the shoe, and then you can turn your ankle. That's about all I have for shoes. If you have any questions, you can email me. I'm going to put the email address on the thing, or you can call me. I'm going to put the phone number, or you can come in. Thank you very much.